Okay. Well. Anyways, Tom, they also have a win under the belt. Looking to go 2-1 in the group. To get through as second seed out of the group 2, which would be very important for them. You can see Turtle trying to push out towards long. And looks like they will get this early control, though. I still don't want to count Isurus out just yet. I mean, obviously, this is a map they did not choose to play. But I feel like once Noxy gets going, if he's able to have a game like that, he can almost single-handedly win matches for him.
Nice shot from MBL. The smokes are going to go down. They've got to be careful of, well, the man you just mentioned sat in the corner. The flashbang is good, but he doesn't manage to connect any of the shots. And it's going to be Turtle to peekaboo the remaining 2 and look to push back onto this site. Another one for Turtle. This time he is looking to be the star. No setup for the rest of his team. Going to be trying to bait out maybe someone jumping up. I like that he's prepared for that, but didn't need to be in VSM. Is already going to drop one more. Leaves it all onto Reversive. Wow, that is as clean as you like, considering they lost the opening pick. Not a single player goes down since then, and a big round for the man on your screen at the moment. And the pistol's going to go the way of Detona.
Yeah, good little start out of him, and you already heard Stunna talk about him on the desk. He's a fantastic player that really can be explosive once he does get going. And obviously with those 2 kills coming through off the bat, it pretty much opens up the entire site. A little bit unfortunate for Noxy, though, not able to hit those shots as he was not spotted over towards Car. Ooh. Well, that's a lot of damage done. I always do kind of question the quick long take out of T-sides after winning the first round, because you have to be very wary of a nade stack like that.
I think they're also just trying to, well, stop the CT side from taking so much map control. Like, you don't want to just give up long. You don't want to give up short. You want to make sure that those positions are contested for, otherwise you can lose, like, just based off your opponents being able to work out where you are not. VSM, well, he's trying to challenge for short control. There's currently 2 players there, and he's already been digged up. That's 3 players now below 50 HP for this T side. By the looks of it, the Mach 10 of Tiburcio is almost just going to be used as bait. Try and throw him into the B site. Probably will go down, and well, now it's down to the rest of the players. But the CT side, they're looking to do what was done to them previously in this match, absolutely shutting down this T side. There's no way they get out of this alive. In fact, they don't even get a kill, Jason.
That's to be so frustrating for them. But so well done. Like, that's got to be a nice kick in the behind for the rest of Isurus, considering they are down 1 map. They lost the pistol round in a very interesting situation with Turtle getting the 3 kills. But come on, the nade stack coming through, the shots as well, the tags. Everyone's solo on life. I mean, that dink onto VSM when he was on top of Xbox from short, like, that was very crucial. Yeah, they didn't get the kill off of that, but to have 3 players below 50 HP, like you mentioned, that's got to be a situation that you know you can win. And again, we're seeing Detona check for the early challenge. The Kazi, he's going to be able to escape. Doesn't really get any damage done, however. But I don't want to count Detona out. Whenever I see VSM with the deagle, I always going to get worried, or maybe even PRT. That's the site already opened up. The second player going to make his way on towards the CT ramp. And VSM, how does he snuck out towards middle? 1 more shot and Max is dead. What?
Of course he is. Finally, there's going to be a trade back.
Why are they going through this?
Oh, this is so risky. They've done enough damage in the other direction that they should just be able to make a forward. Tiburcio, why are you fighting? You're the man with the bomb. Could have just retreated, could have just fallen back, and instead has given Noxy a very good chance in this round. 3 kills for him already. Getting deja vu. They've thrown away rounds like this before. He's going to be able to cross over to the door without too many problems. Turtle has been the main man for them so far. The problem is his opponent has just walked forward. He's got to be careful, going to be walking right in. Actually does manage to cross. Going to be looking to at least try and pick up a gun. He's got the AUG. Even looking to just hold on to the deagle for now, and we'll be able to retrieve that bomb. The question is, will the timing work in his favor? Right around the corner, but he's going to get the kill. Turtle wins it out for his side, and it's close. They almost throw it away, but it's still going to be the T side coming out on top.
You know they don't feel happy about that round. I don't know why they rushed out middle to get towards B. Why would they just not go through tunnel? Safer position to be in. No chance of being shot at since you had no smokes to cover the cross, and oh, that was a tough round. I mean, I guess eventually they do get their second round on the board after losing round number 2 up against, well, the nade stack, the scout, and the CZ. But That's very risky. And now they're going to push out long yet again, straight in towards the stack. What is happening in this game? The spray's going to come through to Lukowski. He can just get himself two. Looks like they'll be having a clean round here. But if I was Detona, I'd almost be second-guessing like every decision being made.
I think we just witnessed one of the only good situations to have a Galil, and that is just because the amount of bullets it has. Other than it's sort of like having a PP Bison in that scenario. It's like you could literally just run around and just hold left click, and eventually you'll get a kill.
Or a P90.
Maybe with the new skin. If you have the new flashback skin, I can accept you using a P90. Anything else? So basically, you have to spend a stupid amount of money for me to be okay with you having that.
I saw a nice little follow-up message, I think it was on Reddit, about the FAMAS skin. And he was saying it's basically on the lines of Valve trying to trick people into using the FAMAS spike, release a nice looking skin for it.
But then the response was, make sure when you drop it to a teammate, you put it on burst first.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so evil, but at the same time, hilarious.
Like the Powerpuff Girls meme. Major Domo. Major Domo? Major Mojo Jojo. There we go. Whew. I don't remember the other guy's name, the lobster dude. But that's like the most evil thing I could think of. You've seen the meme, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to see them push out. It's going to be one player, though. NBL, he's in a nice position towards the dumpster. They're going to check it, and he won't get one kill, but he shouldn't get much more than this. Gets a little bit of damage done, though, to PRT. And they're going to have another player there, Reversive. I'm actually surprised he's playing this angle, but you know what? It's only going to net him one kill, and now if you're 1962, you're dead eventually. VSM doesn't even need to challenge this out. You got to run away. And he's able to get the kill, put it into a 2-on-2.
Smoke going to be going down. Good flashbang. 1962 will get both kills, courtesy of his teammate helping him out. And Isurus are going to finally get their second round on the board. It seems like it's a long time coming. And the T's finally going to have to take that hit. There were definite opportunities for them there, but unable to win out the round. And it has been another scrappy start to the map.
Can I ask you something, Tom? VSM's play there. Do you think he should have just stayed hidden?
I think he may have heard the footsteps coming from short.
Okay.
Because there was someone who literally just after he died who ran through short with an MP9. So
okay.
I don't know. I can't confirm. I do not know what he heard, but
yeah, I didn't see the player short.
That is one get out of jail free card. So if he was just challenging, then I agree with you. Then it was a bit of a weird play to make if you know your teammates are going to be rounding. But if he did hear the player running, then you don't really have a choice. You have to kill one or the other. The chance of you being able to spin around, shoot the guy behind you, because especially when it's that headshot angle, you almost need to stand up. And then if he stands up, he's dead from the guy in CT anyway. So that's my defense of VSM.
Speaking of him, he's going to be looking to potentially open things up. Have a 2-1-2 for the CT side of Isurus with some short presence. And of course, Reversive to help rotate back in the middle if they need him. He does have a Galil, and VSM's will be the first one to check towards short. Will he expect Noxy to be here? Molotov's going to be thrown in. Will it actually push him out of position? And yeah, does a nice about 50 damage in. And free damage, more importantly, for Detona. But a lot of utility being used on the CT side. They've used so many flashes, which netted them nothing. 1962 completely blinded up, gets one. A little bit of a Hail Mary coming through, and Max has a great opportunity with him and Reversive to help lock this down. You see PRT push out, but you know what? Turtle might just get done himself. Reversive responds with a nice little double kill. Noxy comes in with a spray through smoke, and now PRT left alone with no bomb, up against 3 players.
He's got no time. He's only got 10 seconds. He's already run out of time to do anything here. This round is over. I'm just going to be trying to do some extra damage.
They're going to let him die after time.
Yeah, I'm quite confused as to why he's pushing that far forward, but looks like he is going to be able to survive. But yeah, I think that the problem with that round is the flank coming through from tunnels was too slow. If you get there a little bit sooner, then you can have that flank, and the CT side can't just focus in on middle. But they had 2 players fully committed to battling middle, so may just be after the previous round they lost. You remember where everybody pushed out mid? There was no real tunnels play there. It was very late. So they just decided, okay, let's just leave tunnels and let's just aggress into mid and fight them. And it worked. I
wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt too, PRT, just based okay, Noxy.
Oh, he almost died to the floor.
VSM looking for the Deagle plays like we saw on Train. Divertia looking as well, and he's going to connect, and Well, you know what? That should be the bomb planted at least for short. PRT for the challenge. Looking to be a big hero for his team. And if he gets one of these kills without dying as well, that would be phenomenal. No one coming in from CT. Max tries to push up. PRT does chime up again. He gets another kill looking for MBL in long range. And I think if you're the CTs, you just have to save it. Look how he's going to be here. He just can't quite hit the shots, unfortunately. That was a double ops. If he's still able to somehow close in on these two players with the help of his teammates, maybe they can take this out of their hands. And oh my God, Tiburcio. That's his second of the round.
This is starting to worry me quite a bit of how easy they're able to get up short and get the bomb down. Like, sure, they're hitting some great shots, but it seems to be that a lot of the gambles we see coming out of the CT side don't really involve holding onto this. They're at least going to be able to keep one of the AWPs, and they have stopped the Ts. Okay, never mind. They've at least stopped the Ts retrieving too much weaponry, which is something, but that's got to be so painful. That's now twice where the Ts have literally just walked up short, they hit a 1D, they get the bomb down, and then you lose the round. Like, they haven't had any level of retake, and the A site is supposed to be the easier of the two. Well, it definitely is the easier of the two. There's no questions there. And only once or twice we've really seen them hold short properly. I think that might be an avenue that they have to properly challenge. Like, take this away from the T side and then force them into other angles, because when they've gone mid, it's not gone too well. When they've gone long, it's not gone too well. And the B side has been an almost definite failure.
And the hardest part of that round for Isurus was that you invested money into double ops. And then I mean, obviously lose him at the end, that's probably going to happen if you get chased down. But to have that invested and not have like the safety of getting them set up, and to have that big, or that amount of money thrown into the round, it pretty much just forces you to go back on the pistols here. And obviously falling further behind against Detona. But again, I feel like for Detona, you can't necessarily depend on a Deagle to come through. That was a nice tag of Tiburcio. I mean, the same thing on Train, like just the Deagle coming out and just losing the round based off of a nice 1D coming through. It's got to be very tough, but just need to play a little bit more careful. And you're right, like short has been the avenue that Detona have been able to, for the most part, punish Isurus on. And we see Noxy try to hold a position, but he's basically by himself. I wouldn't mind seeing like a two-man stack, potentially, or maybe peeking towards tunnels, but, you know, protecting obviously any sort of rush on towards short if they can set that up. Because that's been the big pivot point for Detona, is just this middle.
On the T side, being a little bit slower, of course. This is a full investment from the CT side, so this is pretty much everything into this round, so it's more that they have to win it. Damage isn't really enough.
Oh, this could be big.
Flashbang being set up. It almost looks like it's more of a counter, though. And, well, it's a little bit too late, unfortunately. Lots of damage done as they get that initial kill, and the man from below can't really do anything here. It's a horrible situation, but they might actually just have to try and save their weaponry, and even that is looking impossible. Lukowski will go down. Bomb's going to be planted safe, and PRT is going to make sure there isn't any chance for it to be dropped. 4 players alive for Detona. I think that's the other thing you have to note as well, is when they have managed to win a round or two, it does seem like they do it fairly clean, even if it's win the pistols, whereas their opponents, it's either been really close or they've then lost to pistols in the next round anyway, and they don't build up any cash.
I'd be so tilted, to be honest, if I was the man sitting inside of the A site ready to set up a flashbang, and he's the one that dies first from the T's. Like, you have a player sitting on catwalk, ready to peek around, just waiting for the flashbang to come through, but I would imagine he's going to be the one that has to kind of shoulder peek once in a while, just to jiggle peek, to not allow the teammate who's setting him up to die. And there was a real possibility he could have gotten those 2 kills with the ump as well, if the flashbang did come through. Either way, though, round number 9 kicking off. Isurus back on the pistols. Tiburcio not opping this round. They gave it over to PRT, so they're... I would have loved to know, actually, if we get to interview them after this match, if they win, why is it that they float the op around in so many different positions? There doesn't seem to be that, like, dedicated, hard dedicated op for the team.
CT side have a chance of their own to do some real damage with these pistols. They've already managed to get 2 kills. Tiburcio's going to run out of bullets. That's going to be the bomb drop. PRT looking to try and rectify things, but Reversive has been able to retrieve an AK, has to go for the taps, and isn't going to be able to hit the shots. But even still, 3 kills coming in for them in this round. They reduced the economy of the T side. And to be honest, I wonder if it's something due to spawn, or maybe just who is feeling it at the time. I think a lot of it comes down to Tiburcio will have it if one of his other players is not that interested in having it. So I think if VSM wants it for a round, he's fairly selfless in the fact that he knows that, well, that's his star player. I think PRT is going to be a similar sort of thing. Like if he has a good spawn, just hand it over and let him go for the picks. And it's, I always find that like juggling it back to players a lot of the time is more of a risk than anything else, because if you get caught in that moment, it's not worth it. So if he can AWP, he can AWP. And well, look at this. Max may even have to try and make a bit of a hero play through the smoke. He's going to be successful in it as well. Tabercio actually being pincered from behind, and this split towards the B site has been an utter failure. PRT and Turtle going to be left to try and save this. Bomb plant might actually be quite valuable to them considering the cash, and that will at least be some extra money for them, but there is no way that they win this round. Surrounded, Max with a big 4K. That's actually his first 4 kills on the board. Up to this point, he has had 6 assists, which must be quite triggering, but hey, that's one hell of a way to get onto the board.
Yeah, great timing on his flank, too. There was a good incendiary thrown at a Turtle, though, to delay the push to come help pull off the 2-pincer attack. But able to get the bomb down the end of things. And again, just like a random push through the smoke catches them off guard. He actually has had 0 kills, but he had relatively the highest ADR. I mean, obviously the round gave a big boost to it. But that's, I mean, Noxy, can that be right? 8 kills and 13 ADR in the 10 rounds we've had?
Seems unlikely. But they have got quite a few kills off pistols. So maybe he's just hit the player who was already dinked.
That's insane. I didn't actually get to see in time.
No, neither did I.
I was looking at the T side. Okay, so...
He's got 52 ADR, so
okay, so it's not right.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Prit.
I mean, Rushy would have had it correct. So, long control yet. Again, going to Isurus, even though they lost a player. They're pushing straight through the smoke. 1962, he's in a rough place. Does fight his way out of it, though, taking down Turtle. Has MBL to actually help support him. Will they get the kills? He's still going to push through for this one. And again, 1962 wins out on that battle. And that shuts down any aggression out of Detona towards the A site. Going to regroup back up in middle. Rotate the op around to PRT. So again, Tabercio's the one that had it in that round.
That's just for health, though.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying PRT had it in the round before. Reversive, nice little shot comes through. VSM pushing a little bit too early. Comes down to Max to defend, and only has one angle to really fight for.
That's a little bit messy. He needs to get this kill. He is the only defender of this site currently. The rotation coming in through the smoke, and it's all going to come down to timing. PRT sees the instant shot, but Tabercio gets it instead. They're now in with a chance here. These clutch situations, they've been bad, but 1962 just goes running right through. Has support from his teammate as well, and they are going to get their 5th off of the back of a hero play. He started things off as well with a couple over towards long, and that was a risk. That, like, again, we talk about Detona taking big risks in a lot of these rounds. Like, in long, they run through a Molotov, and then I think it gets smoked just after they run through it. But it's just that sort of battle around the smokes where they already had a man advantage, bear in mind. They were already one man to the good, and they take a big risk and actually throw away their lead.
A little bit of a timeout coming in for Detona to talk some things over. They have been basically bankrupted. Tabercio on 4K. Again, 11 kills for him, and it's so funny because after day 1, if you looked at the match thread, there was a lot of comments saying, well, when's Tabercio going back to just doing YouTube content? And then, day 2, he's the one that carries the team through the victory.
59 kills in 2 maps.
And then I look at the comments again for that match, and someone was like, you know, what happened to those YouTube comments from yesterday about him? And he's performing well, 11 kills. He did a very good job on train as well. This man's really stepped up when they needed it. So credit to him. And he's been doing all the interviews. He looks fantastic on camera. He's like the all-around player on the team.
Should ask him out.
Where's the... Shush. Who says I already haven't, Tom? Just didn't want you to know. I didn't want you to be jealous. Hangs out with all the hottest dudes, goes to all the chillest restaurants. Who wouldn't want to be him?
Wears the freshest clothes.
That was a weird
Well, it's Deegs again. These have been very, very successful. We watched the favorite force by weapon, and pretty much everyone said Deeg. It was one of those questions where I feel like we already knew the answer, but wanted to find out anyway. That's a decent nade. Fair amount of damage done. Noxy even get a little bit aggressive, take down the in-game leader. Further utility damage coming in as well. The T's are getting shut down. The bomb is looking to make its way through the tunnel. This would have to be a pretty impressive couple of shots out from PRT. They do get one from Lucasio, and he's just trying to sell the fake. That's the idea. Okay, that's not bad. But eventually he will fall. VSM needs the 1D here, and he's not going to get it. Max, he's had a big step up over the last few rounds. I think the main reason we've seen a resurgence out from this team is the fact that he's been able to step up. He's gone from 0 kills to 6 in just a few rounds.
Can I ask you a question again, Tom?
Sure.
That wasn't the question, though. Do you think that it should be possible to shoot a grenade in the air and either bounce it back to them or make it explode in the air?
Well, it can block your bullet.
Yeah, but do you think they should be there should be an interaction between the bullet
No.
and the grenade?
No.
Because what if you shot it out in the air?
It's a cool idea, but I just think either no one will do it or they will do it by accident. And also then, if you shoot the grenade, does that then count as your team damage?
I don't know. I'm just...
Because then, like, there's a possibility where there's a nade coming to kill your teammates, you shoot it and you get banned from the server.
That is also another thing.
That would just be awful.
I didn't think about that one. That just gave me new ideas of how to really piss off my teammates, though.
How to get banned.
Well, we're going to see the 1-for-1 trade towards short. Noxy and Reversa both with ops, so double up setup yet again. It didn't work out so well for them last time. Let's see if it'll work out here. It's, again, a big investment into the later halves of this first half.
That was versus the Pistols, right? That was the round where it was just the Deeg rush and they got owned, yeah. So a little bit unlucky with the timing of the double orbs. I'm hoping this time it works a bit better for them. Of course, Reversive is actually, again, it seems to come down to almost one player every single time there's an A play here, which makes me a bit uncomfortable, especially considering, like, he's not been the player to just completely take over rounds. Maybe this will be the moment he does it. It's a bit of a weird smoke. I'm not sure that was intentional. I wonder if that was meant to bounce off something, because they're just going to be able to get past that one with a missed shot. Luckily, his teammate has found a kill or two, and he's going to get the shot as well. So VSM just wanting a bomb plant. Did he really hit that through the box?
Yep.
Did he just jumping? No, well, he didn't get an assist. Maybe it just did so little damage that he didn't get an assist.
I still kind of question Detona on the push towards short, though. They didn't have a smoke to prevent Reversa from doing anything from long. They didn't really have... Well, the flashbangs were thrown in, but he wasn't blind at all. And I don't think that was necessarily the angle he was holding that stopped it. It was just the flash didn't go far enough out. And they didn't have anyone dropping towards CT to deal with him. So, I don't know. I'm not too proud to see the way Detona did go for the take there, but they got the bomb done nonetheless. They're going to have the buy up here into round number 14. Lacking on utility, but the utility they have been using hasn't been necessarily well thought out, at least in my eyes, and how they are using it to take positions around the map.
Oh, here we go again. I see that annoys me. Half the team goes through, one guy tries to run back. It definitely seems like there's confusion, and well, 2 kills come in off the back of it for Max. Definitely not what you want to see, especially after he was dead as well. The double martyrdom. As VSM looking to lead the way, unable to connect the shots. They need him to start getting some openers for him here as 1962 looking to hold on to the cross, but it's Turtle in VSM, and now left on to Reversive. I don't even want to see them go this way. You have one smoke, unless they have just retrieved a second one, which I think they did. It's still a risk. Nade could do it, but unfortunately, it's not quite going to go far enough. VSM so desperately low on health, and I think Reversive is just going to opt to try and reset this round, make his way around. Is he going to go all the way to long? That's not a bad idea. It's the one position that the T side will at least think is clear. The only worry is that Turtle does have that filthy gun to take the long-range battle. It will give him a big advantage, although not from this position. And I wonder if we're going to see the T side try and find out that extra info. Reversive making his way back around and doesn't have an angle onto either of the players. They kind of need VSM to be the first point of contact, as if his teammate goes down, then there's a real chance for Reversive to take it. The only problem is the time. He needs to get his move on, and as he rounds the corner, he hits the first shot. I thought he would be dead for sure, but he doesn't know the VSM behind him. I thought he might even go for a knife, but he just wants to finish the round. And a little bit of a sneaky play from VSM is actually going to win that one. I'm very surprised he was able to do that.
I mean, okay, I understand from his point of view. Completely understand it. You smoke it, you diffuse it. Makes sense. But that's just got to be so frustrating to just not turn around and not fully clear the site. VSM playing that one really well, considering he was only on, what, 7, 8 HP? Max tagged on the cross again. Oh, he's actually going to... Oh, that's close. Noxy, that was a big kill. VSM not able to return it, though. And actually, he's able to sneak out through the smoke. Are they going to expect him to be here? Noxy might get run down, and actually it's reversed there to back him up to get the kill.
Yeah, an attempted hero play from VSM, and instead they're now at a 2-man disadvantage. Are we going to see the same peak again? Now that flashbang did. Just left Lucazi completely blind. Oh, again, the aggression onto short is going to force back the player. There's still a pistol and an SMG here, but okay, MBL's going to hit the shot anyway. And now Lucazi, it's going to be another individual play. That seems to be the story of this round. Just fight one by one by one. And surprisingly, Jason, they've all died. Hasn't worked out for them. They really do rely on these individual plays, and PRT has to perform one of the best we've probably ever seen. He's got 12 HP, 4 more players to find. Noxy, I don't want to see you try that again. Don't give this man even an opportunity. MBL is actually burning a little bit. If he somehow gets his kill onto Max, I'll be very impressed. He's just going to be looking for shots. Actually gets a second, but now he has 1 HP and even going to get killed through the wall. So Isurus are going to make a good resurgence in this half after what was a decent start again from their opposition. And they're going to take it. It's going to be an 8-7 half going on to the T side. Of course, there is their opponent's map choice. And interestingly, well, we've seen them play it a little bit. Of course, the data that we have for them is fairly minimal. So going on to the second half, I really don't know what to expect.
Well, I would imagine their T side will be stronger compared to Train, where they were sitting back to the whole, let's just rush people out and hope we get lucky kind of thing. Remember, they didn't have much synergy across the team to set up those plays. But Dust2, it's a map everyone's going to know, and it's more of an individual map. We'll see if they can potentially take this map and throw us onto Inferno for the 3rd and final of the series.
I just step up and make it happen, it's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Nobody got it like me.
welcome back everyone to the continuation of our first series of the day. Detona Gaming up against Isurus Gaming. And Isurus actually, after being down a map, have been able to take the lead at the end of the first half here. Tom Biz, Jason still on the mics, and we're gonna see how this series is gonna break down. Something we did notice, Isurus seemed to struggle when it comes to setting up plays for their teammates. I want to see if that will potentially happen again here on Dust2, but it looks like off to a strong start, able to push out straight towards long.
Yeah, this has been an aggressive mid-take from the CT side, but the problem is they don't really have too much information. The odds now firmly in Detona's favor. The CT side clearly something the bettors believe in from the Brazilian roster, but we'll be able to see if that is going to be the case. The smoke already going to be going over the top. They still have, interestingly, a couple more. In fact, Max has another one, so a lot of utility invested into this round. We're going to have a P250 as well for Noxay to try and take these battles, but there haven't been any battles to have, and now the Molotov is going to force the CTs back. Now, they do have some smokes of their own. They do also have a kit, but they've lost that initial battle.
Surprised to see no one flanking around towards long, though, considering they did push out middle. It's going to come down to these shots connecting once again. They rush straight through from short. Turtle's completely blinded up, and now VSM needs to hit some shots. He needs to get some kills, but he won't be able to do any of that. He's all into Bertios. He'll fall, and Isurus with a flawless start.
Yeah, that was a well-executed pistol round. They had the smokes available to them. Of course, it definitely helped their opponents went for the complete opposite counterplay. And the one thing I'm a bit disappointed by is, so you see that the CT side there had complete mid control. They aggressed onto short, they peeked into mid, they even had, I think, someone around tunnels. But they didn't push mid. Like, they had all that info, nobody peeked, and they just allowed it to be. And I wonder if they had rotated back around long and taken that map control, they could have been a very good flank. MBL seemed like he was going to do some damage there, but instead his whole team have taken a dunk from the nade. Of course, we've seen so many force buy rounds now won by Detona that even saying that this round could be interesting seems like a pointless thing, but, you know, maybe. You know, maybe they're going to win this one,
It's
Jason.
not even, like, surprising anymore. That's kind of the shame. You know, back in the day, it used to just be about, like, oh, my gosh, they pulled it back. How did they do it? And now it's just like, yeah, well, they had deagles. They hit shots. Or have a scout and hit shots. Bertios going to hit the first. Man advantage for Detona. Again, 2 players on about 60 HP, one at just about 80. They still have VSM lurking over towards B tunnels, and actually, not sure how he actually saw it, but 1962 gets a massive kill. PRT trying to peek out. Deagle in hand. He does have the scout as well. He could be using, though I don't know why he hasn't switched to it necessarily. But you can see how passive and how careful Isurus are playing. They don't want to lose out on too many players. They don't want to lose this yet again. VSM gets the first and the second as well with the boost up. Looking for number 3. He connects before going down, and MBL left alone against 2. He gets the first, and Turtle's going to swing in wide with the deagle. And MBL will get a 4K and win the round, but that was too damn close.
Yeah, there's smiles across their faces, but maybe just because they finally managed to survive one of these force buy rounds. It was too damn close.
It's like one of those smiles like, oh, we almost lost that round. It was really close. That was way too close.
Someone laughed at your joke.
I'll take it.
It might have helped that they can't hear you and maybe can't understand you.
I'll take it, Tom. I'm still taking it. It counts. I said something, I stopped talking, and they laughed.
Oh, actually a pause coming out. For the Argentinian side, they're going to take a moment after what was a very, very close one. I can't expect the CT side to force again, even though it was only one player surviving. This is a little bit too much of a risk, but yeah, this is a sick round from MBL. Like, he gets the remaining 4 kills after all of his teammates die, and well, without him, they inevitably would have lost the round. It's just going to be a little bit invested here for Detona. Now, we did see them manage to win a round like this. I think it was in the last map. They win the second round by, but they didn't have, or they did have much more than it was here, so.
It's on train first half. DSM, okay. That's unfortunate. And yeah, this is looking clean for Isurus. And a much needed clean round too at this rate, considering they did lose out on 4 players in the last round, and it's just gonna all be on to Bertios with the USP. Look how cautious they're being. Still 2 players in towards middle, one of them being in T-spawn.
Yeah, Max just going to be hunting things down with the SMG. I kind of want him to get an assist, but not die, so then it'll be 10-10-10. Oh, right now someone else get a kill. Ah, ruined.
Okay, well he needs to go 11-11-11 then.
Maybe. It's possible. That is a silly amount of assists that he's already getting.
Well, you did mention, I think it was, in the first half, the first 4 kills he got were just a 4K. He had 0 kills, he had 6 assists.
7 deaths.
Yeah. But he's starting to come into this, 11 kills now in total. Still NBL leading the way with the 17. Most of those just because of the 4K he got 2 rounds ago. But we're seeing the buy out of Detona. They do have the op for Tiburcio. They're looking to push out yet again Isurus towards long. And they're being a lot more successful in getting the early control, I think we have to say, compared to Detona on the T half.
I do wonder if that Molotov whiffed a little bit. Like, it's very easy to panic throw that or maybe to run into one of your teammates. So I wonder if that was meant to go into the long doors and thus gaining them a little bit of control. CT side, because of that, have opted to take short away. But look at this. They take long control. They almost force rotations. And then they go all the way back to B, the long route as well. And there's only going to be one player actually here to defend it, Lukazi, who, I have to say, it doesn't seem like he's had the best series so far, playing one of the tougher roles, an important anchor role, and you've got aggression from VSM in middle, just trying to hold this. He is going to be able to get the opener, but oh, that's so well timed. Molotov, Max is actually going to push it. He's managed to section off this aggression. That was just perfect. That couldn't have been any better, and now going to put a smoke down as well. The plan from Isurus is gone. Okay, this is... I didn't expect them to go this far.
Well, he's continuing to push tunnel. Detona actually rotated a man back towards long. VSM might be able to hear the jump up towards shorter. Lukowski's just going to spot it out. Yeah, he sees the heads of him. He knows the call is going to be made. He knows exactly the direction they're going, so they can reinforce the safe side, even flank in potentially with VSM before they have a chance to react. Look at this. He's coming around the corner. He speeds up. He's going to spot out both players. And you know what? He's going to not get any of them because PRT is going to steal them. But that will still be the round taken for Detona.
Yeah, that incendiary timing.
He's like, damn it. I had the flank. I didn't get any of the kills.
His very nice eyelashes.
It's a compliment I never thought I'd hear you say.
I hear that a lot myself.
Okay. It's a weird flex, but all right. I hear that I have quite a lovely nose quite a bit.
I don't know. I feel like for Malia, it's more of hard work.
Well, I can tell you right now that even though catering has yet to arrive, it's roast beef for lunch. You can smell it on the way.
11-8.
That'd be the worst superpower. Sorry. Just like an excellent sense of smell. You know, like Daredevil, he can't see, but he can hear everything.
I don't know. I think that'd be quite useful for knowing when your like food delivery's coming. It's like,
or I mean, I could
just
work
around the corner.
I could work at an airport, but I'm just equivalent to a dog, and the dog's probably going to be cheaper and easier to take care of.
Cuter as well.
Yeah. Health insurance would be way better.
More for the dog.
Yeah. Probably more likable. So really, all in all, that would probably be this worst superpower.
Could always just send you into the mine. You can see if there's any gas anywhere.
Gold. Oh.
Yeah, smell gold. That was what I was going for. Either way, the T side have got themselves an opener. Let's just move swiftly on from that comment. Lukowski once again looking to try and be the solo defender as 3 players look to make their way, and he needs at least a kill, and he's not going to get it. The rotation now coming in as Tiburcio will switch up to an AK, retrieves a kit as well, and a little bit of extra utility. However, is this possible for the CT side? And as that smoke goes down, Molotov also lands. They're just going to have to fade away.
So weird to see both teams kind of taking their opponent's picks. Train was chosen by Isurus, and we saw the 16-10 scoreline. Dust2 obviously chosen by Detona. And Isurus is now up to 12 off of this round. Fortunately for Lukowski, who in the round prior had the great Molotov to separate the aggressive side out of Isurus, pulling Max by himself and the 2 players back. And then, of course, the great smoke to follow up with, too. Don't leave him hanging. There you go. But I don't know necessarily what's wrong within the CT defense out of Detona. Maybe they just rely on information and they're getting punished on the pushes to gather that information. I mean, you saw pissed around, they rushed players out middle, and then instead of flanking towards long when they knew they were coming that direction, they just pulled them all back towards catwalk. And even seeing, was that Lukowski just rushed straight into tunnels after the initial defense 2 rounds prior. I wonder if that's their game plan, is just to be willing to sacrifice someone for info. Which isn't necessarily, I feel like, the best game plan to have on the CT side. At least not in most 5-on-5 situations.
Interestingly, after winning a round, Isurus are going to be the one taking the timeout. Obviously wanting to make sure that this is the streak that takes them to the end. Secondary all picked up for Lukowski as well, so maybe going to be a little bit more aggressive on the B site. They're going to double up there early on. Obviously just wanting to get him in position. He'll have support from VSM, but it's long control once again. And the CT side, they've been fighting short quite often. The T side have then taken long, but I don't feel like they've really utilized this position too much. Like, set anybody up to get that opening pick or really do too much with it. It's just, okay, we now have short. I guess we can try and hold from there if they do go towards A. And because they're not, like, going further, it means they still don't actually have information. Like, they don't know, well, obviously they know they're not short, but they don't know how far up long they're going to be. They don't even really know if they're into lower tunnels, especially with the smokes going down. And they definitely don't know if they're going to be making a play into the B site.
Well, looks like they're maybe set up for a 3-2 split. Tiburcio going to open up onto Noxy, so a nice little man advantage for their side. They now know there's going to be a second player here, and Lukowski, well, they got him set up in the back of site. The Molotovs are just not there for the T side, so they can't dislodge him. All he needs to do is just stay alive here at this rate and hope the backup's going to be there, but he gets himself a second kill. And the Molotov comes in off the dead body of a teammate. He's eventually just going to burn up and die. And that's going to be PRT there to assist from the doors. And that's going to be Detona getting around on the board, more importantly. And I want to assume they're going to save the double op. But yeah, I mean, we did criticize him a little bit, but I think Lukowski has stepped up tremendously for Detona on the CT side.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just I don't like the idea of if he wins the round for them, then obviously they take the round, but if not, they lose it. Like, that just seems to be, it's so do or die. It's exactly the same as their B-site defense on Train. Like, if VSM killed everyone, then they win the round. If not, the bomb goes down, it's a retake every time. Which, B-site of that map, a little bit more retakeable than this one. T-side, they're going to go through the Molotov. This is a big risk, but it will at least get them to play, and they win the battle in middle. And now look how long it's going to take them to get these rotations. There's a good, like, 10 seconds to get to the site. We will see the cross come over. Oh, I was worried there that the Molotov might spread a little bit, but it isn't going to. And now we're sat in a retake. Now, a lot of low players, a good opportunity, but this site is so tough to get back into. It just mainly plays off individual duels, and of course, your opposition can set up a dirty crossfire. Now, Tiburcio has managed to find a Molotov. This should at least dislodge the close man if he remembers to throw it. Will force Max at least back a little bit, and that's going to give them the opener. But pushing through, things haven't gone so well. Turtle had a chance to close out one of these players, but 1962, he's been sneaky. Nice shot from Tiburcio. They need this final kill. And I wonder if he's got it. It's going to be so desperately close. I don't think he has. Not quite. It will be another round on the board for Isurus. And that was just an aggressive force by a fast play into the B site. And although it was that close, it kind of shows what I mean. Like, he goes down, sure, okay, VSM also goes down in middle, but he dies, and that is the site. There's no question, bomb down, easy.
I'm still left wondering for Detona, why didn't they smoke off tunnel? They had at least one smoke left, and they had 2 on the retake. I don't know. VSM is going to push up in the meantime. Get some good damage onto Max, and that's one of the first times we actually seen them push middle and look to actually push towards long from it. Isurus looking to get on to 14. I cannot imagine that Detona is going to be able to hold on to this, already being a man down and just with 1 scout and a deagle. Kowzi, let's see. Can he come up with something here? Molotov is thrown in. Looks like, oh, there's a little bit of sound. Molotov's going to start to burn. He gets the first shot, and the second on to Noxy. Can he potentially pull up a third? 1962 will eventually shut him down, but now Turtle's going to be here. And PRT to back them up as well. Trying to cover off the bomb, the smoke. Perfect out of Isurus to secure it. Oh my gosh, Max on 20 health. Oh, just barely gets away. But to Pershio, he's actually pushed out middle. If he heads towards T-spawn, would Reversive expect him to be here?
I'm more interested if they go for an A play, but that kill might actually change the direction that they opt to go in. That single frag could make all the difference. You can see Isurus playing very, very slow at the moment, and no surprises why. And they are going to start making their way back into the tunnel. There is still a man in the corner, of course. But this has just become a split, and although I think Turtle can hit a shot or two with the players low, I don't think he gets all of these kills.
No, I think the third one would be the hardest for Reversive. I think he should be able to at least get one off of this. There it is, first, second done. He needs the rotation coming up to Burst. He tries to pick up the weapon, and he gets caught out for it.
Oh, the time. As he run out of time, it's going to be so close.
Oh
but he hasn't got it. That's unreal. He just took too long to realize. He actually, when he had the bomb, he had enough time. That's unreal. Like, obviously, fantastic job from Turtle to hit both of those shots, but I genuinely think, just like me, I didn't realize how low the clock was there. And I don't think he did either, because if he just runs onto the site and plants it straight away and like the closest he can to the site, he gets that bomb down. But instead he tries to run in, and then it's like, oh, there's no time. Whoops. Jason, you look very happy right now. Can we get a Jason cam? All around me are familiar
Okay,
faces.
no, that's fine. Our camera guy's not here, so he can't zoom in on my face like they zoomed in on my shirt the other day. I don't know what to say, Tom. It should just happen. Look how's he pushing. Like, they shouldn't have got the kill either. Like, they heard him fall, they heard him jump, and they heard the Molotov do damage to him, and then they just rounded the corner right into some bullets. Well, if Detona wanted to start a comeback, this would be the way to do it, I'd say. SG and Scout for Isurus. And of course, the Deagles to follow up with as well. Again, they push out long initially, but they are forced back just by the flashbangs, and short control taken for Max, picking up the pace, trying to move in quickly. Gets PRT with his weapon, not out.
Oh my God.
PRT somehow still gets himself a double and a triple.
Okay, that's unreal. I don't know how he gets away with that. Nice shot from Tibercio as well, and it's all on to just one man left. Noxy left with the scout. Doesn't have the bomb, unfortunately. Did it drop down? That's the question. Is it still up on Cat, or has it fallen off?
I think it's on Cat still. I mean, if we had...
Oh, it is.
I was going to be so mean to Prius there.
You're always mean to Prius.
I mean, I had lunch together.
I know, I was there.
I even bought him dinner one night.
Maybe to make up for all the horrible things you've said. Ooh, that was actually a headshot through the corner of the box. A little bit unlucky there. 50 seconds left. Of course, has to try and get the bomb, which is going to be the tougher task. And VSM just spamming him all the way through. Commits to it. Manages to get the frags. It is going to be another round on the board, and more importantly, it's now going to be an eco. I am getting flashbacks to yesterday, just like a moment of brilliance, or madness, or both, that puts things into, or puts momentum into Detona's favor, and then they close out the map.
Sorry, I saw Turtle throw his hands up in frustration. I was actually curious to see what it was. But yeah, definitely flashbacks, and considering now Isurus, no money to spend in this round. Detona trying to build up an economy here, need to have a straw. Oh man. They're gonna rush straight out middle. PRT is gonna be there with the crossfire from CT spawn with VSM. Bomb's still gonna be down in tunnels, however, and well, Turtle gets very lucky. Tibercio already getting dinked up, and he's gonna get himself the double, and that will be ideally Detona taking the round. 1962 with just the Glock. You cannot imagine he's gonna somehow pull this off. No, that's gonna be spotted. Should not be happening. But yeah, I don't know. Turtle walking around the corner like that without a gun out, that's rough. PRT in the round before got caught out.
Well, it's the half check that annoys me, where he sort of goes, I don't need to, oh. And then he's sort of already looking the other way.
I mean, if you have a Deagle in that position, that was a kill.
Or a P250.
Yeah.
Or anything. All right.
Tech 9. Dualies. Not convinced by the dualies, huh? They're going to force up into this round.
That's the one way that me and Moses differ. He's a big dualies fan. And I like my dualies, because they got a stupid pun name, but as an actual weapon choice, they're kind of trash.
I did see 1 kill with them.
2.
2 kills, was it?
Yeah, it was Nitro.
Oh, PRT.
It only took a player on the best team in the world according to the ESL rankings.
Lukowski's gonna have some presence. He's just some big kills come through. A great smoke to actually block off double doors. And Lukowski, VSM just gonna be able to hold this one down pretty much by themselves. VSM again. 3 kills for him. Max the last left alive, and that's gonna be Detona tying things up now at 13 apiece. And the money again, or Isurus is not looking good.
I've never seen anyone as smug looking as VSM. Like, I feel like
Do you have mirrors?
he's feeling himself. Like that, but I like it. I like that he has this sort of like almost swagger about him where he's like, yeah, no, I know I'm sick. I know I'm good at this game. I appreciate that.
Oh, Isurus.
A bit like the DJ Khaled of Counter-Strike. Another one.
I just don't like this comparison between the two. I understand it. But I like people with talent. I think VSM has more than other. Anyways, Lukowski is going to get eventually taken down, but he has VSM there to help protect him, and that's the bomb in the B site. Noxie going to go for the late push through middle. Going to be heard, and Tiburcio will close that out, and now this is a troubling times. If Isurus can't use the money they have here to win this round, they could be looking at dropping this 2-0. I mean, to be fair to Isurus, they're still through the second group stage, so that's not a big deal. They still have that kind of that understanding and realization that we're fine. We're going to be through. It's obviously going to be a different seed if they lose this game, but they now know, hey, we have some weeks to actually focus on our game and improve it a little bit, or quite a bit, depending on the teams they're going to be matched up against. I mean, again, Fury or Renegades are in there. Complexity United, Envy. Not going to get easier from this group into the next. Noxie's going to get tagged up. Ooh. Ah.
Close. Well, this time they're going to double up. I like this. They've started to double up on the B side. They've started to prepare for this push to come in. VSM is eventually going to go down. And actually, so does his teammate. Turtle has to be careful now, but he's going to win that battle, and that should decide the round. Nox is stuck. He's got a player behind the bomb. That's about as bad as it gets when it comes to positions that could have been dropped, but he will be able to retrieve it. I thought he was going to go through for a second. Probably going to have to try and fake plant it. Okay, never mind. He's just sticking it. Hey, that's some extra money for his team that I didn't think he was going to be getting. Nade's going to be going over the top, looking for the peek out. Spots one, but isn't going to be able to hit PRT. You could tell they're really worried about losing this round, but it's not going to happen. A 15th on the board for Detona, and it is that sort of feeling, isn't it? Like that sort of round that they managed to steal with the pistols might have been the nail in the coffin. Of course, that bomb plant is actually going to be fairly crucial when it comes to the purchase that will come in now for Isurus. They lost their map choice of train. They're onto their opponents and were winning it. Now they've got to try and turn things and bring it to OT.
It's going to be tough to do, but I definitely don't want to count them out just yet. They've been able to win quite a few rounds on this T side, obviously, as it was an 8-7 first half in favor of them. And I think they should go back to knowing that, hey, short's going to be open. Like, short's being left pretty free, which I would like to see them set up some smokes and flashbangs to prevent the players towards car and towards long from being effective. They don't really have that utility, unfortunately. Quite lacking from all the lack of money. But here we go, push coming in. Nade, oh my gosh, so much damage to the T side. And Turtle, he's ready to just pop heads on ramp.
He's ready and waiting. There's a bit of extra chip damage, but it's Tiburcio to start things off. A nice shot from PRT, and now things are all falling apart. It's Reversive with 3 HP to try and save them. It needs to be headshots galore. He's got 21 frags, and that's going to be all. 21-21 for him. 16-13 as Detona will secure themselves the second place in the group. Of course, Obviously, both these teams already did lose to Sharks, and now we know that, of course, the match later on, the other team only has